What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Singing the Tea. I'm your host, Dustin Singer Actor Lewis, and you already know sometimes I sing, sometimes I do all the reality TV tea, but it's always going to be what you want, and it's always going to be what you need. And everybody just hold on. Everybody just hold on, baby. Hold on, because let me tell y'all something. I don't know what Married to Medicine. Listen, Married to Medicine might not have started off this season on fire, but baby, it's ending. It's ended with the best thing on Bravo. I don't care what nobody say. Married to Medicine right now, y'all, it is so good. Listen, if you new here, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell button. If you return to What's Up Cousins, listen, make sure you share with your family members, friends, person next to you at the cubicle, because we're going to get into these things. Married to Medicine was another 10, 2 weeks in a row, 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row, with tens across the board, and we're going to talk about it. Now, y'all, we're on episode 11, and I thought that this was going to be the season finale, to be honest. It is not, and I'm not mad at it, because last week was good, this week is good, and next week, like, it's going to be even better. Baby, I'm here for it. Let's jump on in. Shall we? Let's do it. So we have here, let me calm down, because I'm excited. And I feel like I'm yelling at y'all, and I don't mean to yell. But y'all, this episode, I'm almost cussed. This episode was so doggone good. So we open up with Cecil and Simone. They rehashing, got something in my eye. They rehashing last week's episode, what happened at, the little talk, whatever. And they were like, listen, it was a mess. Everybody's going through their little thing. They talking about how it was a mess. Then Cecil said, listen, he gonna start wearing his chest out like King, baby. He letting Simone know, girl, this is what it is. This is what it's about to be. That was funny. So then we see DrContessa and Dr. Scott having a conversation about the night before too. How, nobody was really dressed to swim, but it was a mess. Then we swing over to King and Quad, and this is where we start getting into it. So King and Quad are having a conversation, and they are rehashing the previous night. Now, Quad said that she doesn't really understand what happened and how they got there. King is saying this, he thinks it happened when they brought up the sex, them having sex 15 times a week. I'm going to say this, Quad, and I'm all for you, Quad, but Quad, you full of it. You were full of the good liquor last week, and you full of the this week, okay? Because you know good and well what got it started, girl. It was between you, Toya, and them drinks. That's what got it started, girl. You was on a roll, Quad, but let me tell you something. We was here for it. We was here for every ounce. Now, I will say this. King is kind of saying, he felt like, it was uncomfortable for Dr. Greg, which it was, right? It is an uncomfortable situation, but it's just as uncomfortable for Quad. And she brings that up like, no one cared about how she felt when they brought her ex around to essentially, yes, her and Greg started on the show together, but he left. When they got a divorce, he left, she stayed. So him to come back and for them to bring Sweet Tea with him, they didn't think about how that would affect Quad. I don't think anybody really cared about it. So I'm with her in that aspect of like, well, y'all didn't care. So me having my dude, it should be the same thing. You shouldn't care if it doesn't bother you. And on all honesty, if you knew that she was still on the platform, why would you come back? Quad was asking some good questions. And I mean, she's right. She's right in that regard. There are some things that I think Quad needs to hold herself accountable for. And we'll talk about that a little bit later as well. But I can understand where she's coming from. Like if being around her or makes you that uncomfortable and seeing her with somebody else makes you uncomfortable, then why would you come on a platform that she's actively on? Especially when y'all have been saying, because Sweet Tea's been saying, well, I didn't want to do the show. We didn't want to do the show. Then why do it? Then why do it, honey? Especially, after the first season, I don't know if I would have come back if it bothered y'all that much. But hey, that's neither here nor there. We're here now. So then we go over to Dr. Greg and Sweet Tea having a conversation about, what happened, what he feels like kind of took the turn. He feels like the situation took a turn when Quad was talking about how she left him, she did, and how the relationship, how she felt like she was trying to basically like supervise the new relationship and just saying like, oh girl, that's the perfect person for my ex-husband. I wouldn't pick anybody else. Quad was doing too much. She was drunk. I think that we all can sit up here and agree. I wasn't there, but a lot of people are saying that they feel like Quad was drunk. I think so too. I think the Quad just a little lost in the sauce. We've all been there. We've all had a time where we might have had one too many. Quad might have had 3 or 4 too many, but that's okay. It was good. It was good. One thing I would say with Dr. Greg, yes, y'all both separated, but it does seem, and I'm not even gonna go down the rabbit hole to maybe like he's still into her. Oh, cool. But it does kind of seem like you wanted to fight for your marriage. And I think that sometimes when somebody wanted to fight for the marriage and the other person wants out, the person who is still fighting for their marriage, you kind of live in that space of like, well, what could have been? So I think that he sometimes battles that. But overall, I think that he's moved on with Sweet Tea. I just still think it's uncomfortable for him, especially to rehash some of those issues that they've been through. Now, he apologizes to Sweet Tea for yelling, but he does say he ain't taking back what he said. He meant what he said. And he's saying that he's trying to protect Sweet Tea and he does not want her to go back and forth with Quad. And he didn't want the whole situation. I get it, but once again, you're here. You know how the show operates. You know what's going to happen. You know your wife too. You know Sweet Tea, so you know she's not going to back down. This is where Dr. G, I was kind of like, I don't know, like pump the brakes on that a little bit. Where he was saying like, oh, but this is where, the age gap in our relationship, which I can understand him saying that. However, once again, you know your spouse, you know you married somebody that was younger. You were also egging on the situation because you kind of started the situation. She was riding for you. So I think you kind of saying, well, hey, you felt like she shouldn't have gone back and forth with Quad. You actually shouldn't have gone back and forth with Quad, to be honest. It makes sense for Sweet Tea to do it. You should have not said anything. I think that you should have just, and I understand being a bigger person. I know it hurts like when somebody's saying something to you and you feel like you have to defend yourself. I get it, but I feel like he shouldn't have said anything. So after they have that conversation, we go back to Quad and King having their conversation, and she feels like he's jealous, and King feels like it's trauma. I think I talked about this a little bit. King feels like it's trauma from both sides. 100% true. Like if they're going through trauma, it's hard for them to be in the same spaces because they see each other. Honestly, they see each other happy and it makes them both uncomfortable because it's like, wait, we didn't have this. And then we see little glimpses of his real side coming out. And then Quad is going to be Quad. So, that is what it is. So it's a very, very interesting dynamic and situation. I don't know if I would want to be in that space. I don't think that I would want to come back. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. And this is why they shouldn't go back towards the end of this episode. He should have stayed at the house. So once they are done having their conversation, we see Toya, Mimi, Dr. Eugene, Dr. Eugene, and Steve. They go shopping and they grabbing dinner. It was really, really nice to see them catch up because we haven't seen them having a long scene. I really enjoy Dr. Mimi and Dr. Steve. I really, really enjoy, especially Steve. Steve was messy this episode, and I was here for it. I really like them. I really think that they're a good fit. It seems like they're sliding in naturally. I wonder if they know more than Sweet Tea and Dr. Greg. I would look at some interviews or something to see if she knows more people than just them two introducing her to this fold because I really, really like them. So as they're getting there, they sitting down at the restaurant, they're ordering margaritas, Toya want her Patron. Girl, please. Do y'all still drink Patron? I have not had Patron, honestly, since I was in college. I don't think I've had Patron in years. I used to love, don't get me wrong, back in my day, I used to love Patron, but I haven't had Patron in ages. But Toya, she true to it, baby. She love it. If you like it, I love it for you, Toya. But Toya love her some Patron. But anyway, so they're having a conversation and they start debriefing what took place the night before. And listen, Dr. Mimi and Steve, I'm with y'all. Toya got it started. And they was like, listen, we trying to figure out Toya because she seemed cool, but Toya got it started last night. And Toya, you can sit up here and act like you ain't know what you were doing. Girl, you know you got it started. And Toya talking about something. Well, I was just saying if they making I was uncomfortable, it was uncomfortable. And they was like, yeah, and you said you making him uncomfortable too. So Toya don't realize she had the match, baby, and she lit the fuse. Toya got it started. But you know what, Toya? Baby, get it started again. Which you did again on this episode, and I'm here for you. Y'all, I love me some Toya. Toya is putting in work this season. Toya is always that one that's even kill, but Toya throwing in these like little messy nuggets is so funny. It is hilarious. Love, love, love Toya. Love what Toya is doing. But Toya, be honest, you definitely got it started. And then Eugene was trying to help you clean it up. Eugene said, nah, child, that wasn't where I was going with that. It was so funny, but I really like that scene with them I can see them hanging out outside of the group. We also got to know a little bit more about Dr. Mimi and Dr. Steve. I love how like we're getting to know them like throughout these episodes. It honestly, they came in on the last few episodes, but it feels like they've been here for a while. So I wish we could have got more of them, but I like the way that they're introducing them, to be honest. I hope that we get another season of Dr. Mimi and Dr. Steve. I really, really like that couple. And was she a dancer for Jackson State? I couldn't tell if that was Jackson State Southern, what school it was, but it looked like it was HBCU that she was a dancer at. Well, shout out to you, Dr. Mimi. I really like her. So after when we transition to our next scene, we see DrJackie, Dr. Simone, they're in the room while DrHeavenly is getting her hair pressed and curled and all of that. And listen, the top half of this episode, everybody was rehashing the night before. Everybody had to debrief the events of the night before. So listen, y'all gonna hear me talking a lot of stuff. The same. We gotta go through the episode, baby. But they were talking about it. Heavenly said that she thought it was funny. Quad said that she feels like Dr. G and not Dr. Quad. Child, she might be a Dr. Hell, I don't know. But Dr. G and Quad need to go through some healing, which I really and truly feel like they do. I do feel like they need to go through some healing, but child, it was just awkward. Like, it was so cringy. And I feel like in situations like that, I don't like being put in awkward situations because I will laugh and people will be mad at me because I'm laughing. But that's just my response to when things are like uncomfortable sometimes. I'm a laugh. Girl, I'd have been in that thing dead to the bed because it was so funny. Well, Heavenly drops a bomb and she says that she invited Apollo. Now, Dr. Simone already knew about that, but DrJackie was like, ooh, I don't think this is a good idea. So they start breaking it down. They start hashing it out. So Heavenly is saying that she invited Apollo to show Greg, Dr. G, to let him know, like, hey, Apollo and Phaedra can be in these spaces and they can coexist. You and Quad can do the same. So she's doing that to show them that, hey, you can coexist. I will say this, y'all. I do not think that Heavenly was being messy when she invited Apollo. I truly, truly don't. I think that Heavenly was really like, yeah, it might be like a little fun shade. It might be a little messy. But I don't think that Heavenly was like, thought it was going to be like this big mess fest that it ends up being. Like, I don't think that Heavenly went into it knowing all of that. So I have to give Heavenly her props. With the last two episodes, I don't think that she was intending it to be as messy as it was. Now, and the reason I say that is because Heavenly had a conversation with Phaedra about it. She was aware. But they're saying that they don't think it's a good idea. Here's the thing. Does Apollo know that Phaedra brought her dude? He doesn't. So that's a big thing too, that it was just like, it was a lot of like nuggets that's like, okay, she invited Apollo, Phaedra was going to be there. I don't think that she realized that they were bringing all these other people as well. So that's the part where it gets a little like tricky and it gets a little dicey with that. So then we head over to the private island on the boat. We see Heavenly FaceTime Apollo. He says that he's on his way. He's coming. He's showing up. So Phaedra said that, now this is where it gets funny. Phaedra said that she told Heavenly that she thought it was weird for her to invite Apollo. She thought it was weird. Now, Phaedra, here's the thing. If that happened, they didn't show it on camera. So what we are seeing, we see Heavenly having a conversation with you. You said that you were okay with it. From the conversation that y'all had, you made it seem like it was okay. And then now you're saying it was weird. So it's kind of not making you look the best. In that instance, there probably was a conversation where you're probably like, or maybe more to it, where you're like, hey, that's weird. Like, if you want to invite dude, fine, do your thing. But I don't think that they showed you. I don't remember them showing you saying that it was weird. Too Heavenly. But you were cool. That's the one thing Phaedra, like, she really ain't gonna let you see her sweat too much. She can be like, child, it's fine. Invite him. He my ex. What? I got my man. He got his wife. We good. So it's very, very interesting. Now we see Apollo show up. Baby, Apollo shows up, and the way production did that, then they pan out and we see Shireen. Baby, is it me? Oh, do Shireen look like Natalie Nunn? Shireen is built and she looked like Natalie Nunn. She didn't always look like that. And y'all can take with that what you will, but she is looking a lot like Natalie Nunn, to me, just puffy. But she's a beautiful. Shireen is gorgeous. She's very, very gorgeous. Now here we go again, y'all. I gotta say it. I don't think Heaven was being messy. We gotta be honest here. Apollo did not tell. Apollo said, "Hey, Shireen, not coming. I'm not bringing my wife." Then Apollo brings his wife. So that was like, ooh, now Apollo, you did not tell this lady that you was bringing your wife. You just said that it was just you. So I don't know. I don't think that Heaven was being messy, y'all. Normally she is, but with that, I really don't think she was being messy. I think that, and then especially with the other stuff that unfolds, it was so much, baby. Everything was being opened up. It was so many doors, boxes, windows being opened up within this scene. Child, it was so much going on. Jesus, goodness gracious. So listen. So he show up. Now Phaedra brings up Now y'all know I said on my little thing that I did, Phaedra ain't gave us too much unless she gonna give us something on these past couple episodes. And baby, did she. Now, listen, I might have would have liked her to show up to the reunion so we could talk about this a little bit. Because we need to talk about this. Baby, when Phaedra had said, yeah, that's his new wife, the mistress that he was with. Child, I forgot all about that. I forgot that Shireen was with him before. I think he was in jail at that point, maybe. But I didn't know. Now, listen, hear me. I ain't made this up. This is what Phaedra said, child. This is allegedly what Phaedra had said. Phaedra had said that Shireen was the woman that he was dating when she was pregnant with her second child. Listen, I didn't know nothing about that. Phaedra had said when she was pregnant with her second child, baby, that he was seeing her. Phaedra, girl, I ain't know nothing about that. My God. Y'all, and then when Phaedra had said, Phaedra had called a girl a linebacker, baby. Phaedra was working this episode, baby. Phaedra was working. They had Phaedra hot, baby. Phaedra said, his linebacker, baby. When I say you that was good to me, Phaedra had to call that lady no linebacker. You know the one thing, and this is no shade. You know what? I'm not gonna. People do what you want to do. Do what you want to do with your bodies. Do everything. I might lay on the table and baby get some stuff sucked out. Who knows? But do y'all notice, like, sometimes when people get BBLs, like, their face is still puffy? Like, their body looks great, but, like, their face is sometimes still puffy? That's the only thing with them sometimes. It looks interesting. Not saying that that's Shireen. I'm just saying that some people do. I'm not saying no names. Some people do, allegedly. That's all I'm going to say. Now, baby, the green screens were real messy, too. Baby, whenever going to the green screen, baby, T said, ooh, there go another scoring X. Ooh. Now, child. Child, I'm just say that. Now, Sweet Tea, you be picking. Now, Sweet Tea, you be picking now. You're going to have to leave that alone. You be picking. Y'all, I'm getting hot. I'm getting excited. I'm getting hot. I forgot. Hold on. Anyway, child. So, yes, Sweet Tea, you need to stop that picking. Stop that picking, girl. You're going to have to leave it alone. But anyway, Qua had said to her, she was like, listen, Phaedra, how does it feel? How does it feel to have your ex come around? Y'all will have to leave Phaedra alone. Phaedra is stressed out about this man being here with his wife. Now, this is where it gets real. It was just real like popcorn, just mess. Shireen see Shaq and she like, oh my God, hey Shaq, what you doing here? Giving him a hug. I'm with everybody else. What's going on? This is weird. This is getting weird. It's getting really weird because how do y'all know each other? So that was really, really weird. And then, Shaq makes a comment and he's like, yeah, he does a toast or whatever. He's like, yeah, cheers to, having sex 15 times a week. Which I think with the context of Apollo and Shireen not being there, I'm going to say this. I don't think he was intentionally being messy. I think that he was just in the moment making a joke about the previous night, which still probably wasn't like the most savory thing to say because of how the last night transpired. But anyway, he said it. So Quad is like, she can't believe that he said that. So then Apollo was like, he's trying to figure out what's going on because he feels like Phaedra and him lied to him. He did not know that they were, I think, as serious as they were. Shireen is confused because she's just like, I know this dude, we cool. Shaq and Apollo are boys. Heavenly saying she didn't know that. And I honestly do feel that. I feel like they didn't know, about Phaedra and this dude. But I would say it just wasn't cool. If that is what they're saying, that's not cool if you didn't tell him, if y'all didn't tell him. Now I feel like you don't have to tell your friends everything, but if you and him are as cool as y'all are alluding that y'all are, I think that you should have that conversation and be like, hey, I'm dating your ex-wife. I think so. But they said that Phaedra knew that Apollo wasn't okay with them dating. Child, it's messy. Heavenly said she didn't know he was coming. I believe it. Now, it was good. Now it was really, really good. Now I would say this. I was laughing at this one up here. I would say this. If I guess also too, there's something that I think is weird. If Apollo and him are as cool, I don't know why Phaedra would want to date him. I wouldn't want to date somebody that close to my ex personally. Um, I don't know. I mean, I feel like they're just having fun too, but I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't think that. I don't think I would have did that. So yeah. So they on the boat. They having their conversations. As what? Okay, here we go. So this is what it was. So production asked Phaedra. That's what it was. I was like, what does that mean? Production asked Phaedra if she felt like it was a good idea to bring Shaq, and she's just like, child, she's not gonna answer that. So she didn't want to answer that question because she knew it was messy. She knew she shouldn't have brought Shaq because she knew that Apollo was coming. You knew, girl, you shouldn't have brought the man. You were trying to see Apollo sweat a little bit. You know what would make him feel uncomfortable. I feel like you shouldn't have invited him personally. Now, Sweet Tea and King take a shot on the boat together, and that was really, really nice. They're cool. Simone and them having a conversation like, hey, the issue is not between them. The issue has nothing to do with them. It's their partners having an issue with each other. So it was good to see them like just be like, hey, we're good. We don't have no issue. And honestly, Quad really doesn't have an issue with Sweet Tea. She really doesn't. It's more so Dr. Greg. He's uncomfortable too. So it wasn't they had a comfortable. So they make it to the Sandbar, and listen, Dr. Simone, she says that this is the only Sandbar in America with eight black physicians on it. Shout out to them, y'all. That is amazing. That's so amazing to have all of them in this space together. That's really, really dope. I wonder if that's really, I mean, 9 times out of 10 it was probably true, but I'm like, was it really true? Who knows? We don't know. No one's going to fact check, but that's really dope. It's really, really dope. I'm going to say it's true. So Toya fell off the boat, and that was funny as hell. Toya ass is always falling. I feel like every season Toya fall on something, and it is so funny. So I had my note. I was like, man, it's really nice to see all of the dudes and everybody get along. It's really, really dope. So we see Apollo getting to know the guys, and Steve is asking, how he knows everybody. He said, I know Dr. Damon, I know King, he knows some of them. He's been around for a while. He knows the people, and then they say that that Steve played football, and they're like, oh, we got to throw the football, let's do push-ups. And it seemed like they were having a pissing competition, and I'm with Eugene on that. Like, y'all just relax. Like, y'all doing way too much, because I feel like by y'all doing that, it's kind of like heightened the issues, which it did. It might not have sprung from that, but that kind of had something to do with it. And then Dr. Greg makes it weird when he's doing push-ups, and he's saying Letitia's name every time he's doing it. It just was weird. It was really weird, and it was uncalled for. It was just like, dude, we get it. Like, he's just weird. He's just corny. He's just a corny dude. He seems cool, but he's corny as hell. Really, real just a corny dude. So the men are real messy, baby. Because listen, Eugene, you got it started. Now, once again, Eugene, you might not have meant to get it started, because I think you were trying to do the right thing, but you got it started. Eugene, he tried to give King his props. Like, man, the way you came in the group, you came in humble. You got to know everybody. It was real, real, real nice. And Dr. Greg, for the life of me, I don't know why you just ain't just sit there and eat your food, sip your cocktail, and close your eyes and rest. Get some sun. Have some fun on the beach, baby. Go frolic with your wife. Take more pictures with y'all drawing on the sand. Because for the life of me, I don't understand why you open your mouth to say something to that man. Last night, you and his new lady or your ex-lady, his new lady just got into it. Hush. You should have hushed, child. I don't understand why you felt the need to say something to this man. And you say, I really didn't have a chance, to welcome you in the group. It was a little awkward situation, but, I have no ill will towards you, to her, yeah, I told you she got a hush. Now, why would you? And everybody's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, I'm with Cecil on this. You do got a big mouth, man. You got to hush. Like, you got to hush. You shouldn't have said anything to King about it, because King didn't realize you said that to Quad. He's like, whoa, I didn't know you said that. So that was an issue. And I get where King is coming from. I felt like not Eugene, I felt like Dr. Greg was kind of trying to sun King a little bit. And I felt like he was just going back to the whole pissing competition. Like, they were doing too much. Honestly, both of them. Like, it wasn't called for. But I would have just said nothing. I wouldn't have said nothing to either one of them. I think that he should have just kept his mouth shut. It wasn't that deep. But let me tell you something. King wasn't having it. King wasn't having it, and Greg, I just don't understand why. You should have just hushed. So they, they kind of like going back and forth a little bit. They're going back and forth a little bit. And, Eugene was like, can I just interject here really quick? Can I just get in? And Eugene was like, now where was I going with this? Now Eugene, that was funny. I said, y'all, that was so funny because they do be like that in real life. You shot like, oh, let me stop this real quick. But I don't know what I'm gonna say. Let me stop it. And then Cecil was like, I can help out. He was like, please, man, help me out. Cecil, you ain't help out either. You ain't really help out either. But King feels like Greg owes Quad an apology. I will say I can kind of agree. I think that he should apologize. Like, hey, I'm not trying to go back and forth with you. My bad on doing that. I do also think that Quad should apologize as well because she could have just laid off of it a little bit. Sometimes you don't have to say anything bad for it to be a little much. And I think that Quad should have just taken a step back and just like, hey, I'm just my bad. I ain't have to say anything. I could have just left it alone. That wasn't my intention. Had a little bit too much to drink. I can understand how it could have came off like I was picking. I truly wasn't picking. Like I meant what I was saying, but I can get where we're coming from. My bad. Just simply giving him a my bad. I think that Quad could do that. Now, when Greg got up and he walked towards King, and I think he went like this because he thought King was gonna shake his hand. King was like, now I'm gonna be real with y'all. I got real nervous. When Dr. G went up there to go talk to King. I got nervous because he got up so quick. It was like, whoa, what's going on? I got nervous, y'all. I was like, what's going on? Dr. G, you not that kind of girl. You are not that kind of girl. You're not built for that. You're not built for the streets like that. You built for doctor offices. You built for the sidewalks. You built for the golf course. You built for the psychiatry and stuff. You not built to be tussling in these people's sandbar. So that made me real nervous. You was a real classy type of woman, and I need you to stay in that classy lane. King looked like he get down with the get down. Dr. G, you might have gotten back down in your day. But you're a little too old to be fighting these young men. No, sir, please don't do this to us. Please. But he went back and sat down. They were cool. So we thought. So, child, we see Phaedra over here taking pictures with Shaq, child. We didn't need to see that. But as they taking the pictures, Shireen is over there and she's spilling tea, baby. Shireen is spilling tea. She was like, Shaq is for the streets. Shaq is everybody's man. And they're like, well, Shireen, how you know him? Girl, Toya getting it started again. Toya and Eugene got it started this episode. Baby, over there talking about some, oh, well, he comes to my house for the holidays. He always comes around. It's getting real weird now because you are just more than like, oh, me and him hang out here and there. You go to their house? Nah, bruh. It's more to the story. It's something going on here. I don't really understand. But yeah, Shaq, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So then Shaq walks over and they start questioning him. And you can tell he feels uncomfortable. Toya's like, well, how do you know Shireen? Why does it matter how to know Shireen? That's none of y'all business. He was polite with it, but you can tell he was getting uncomfortable. So then when Apollo walks up, I was like, listen, I can't take no more. I can't take no more. Nobody else getting into it on this episode. So I thought, child, Apollo walks up and he's like, man, you didn't tell me. You told me you had a speed dating thing, but you didn't tell me that you were seeing my ex-wife. And then, Shaq is like, well, I don't have to check in with you every moment, which I agree. You don't have to check in everything. But at the moment where you are going to his house and hanging out with him and his wife, I think it's a respect thing to have a conversation and say, hey, I'm seeing your ex-wife. I do think that, especially if y'all are cool, I don't even know if I would have opened that door to do that. But I think that you should have had that conversation. But Apollo feels like they're snakes. Phaedra gets mad. She's over here and she's talking about some Apollo. I don't know why you so worried about who I'm dating. So they get to going back and forth. Shireen over here in the water talking about some, he not worried about who you dating. He ain't worried about you, Faye. And she was like, girl, my name ain't Faye. And Phaedra called her a bad built B. Let me tell y'all something. Baby, Phaedra was activated, and Phaedra, she meant every word, baby. Phaedra said, listen, you was allegedly with my husband when he was my husband, when we was married, and I was pregnant allegedly. Phaedra meant every ounce of that when she said that to Shireen. And Shireen really ain't say nothing back. I was a little shocked. They get to getting into it, but baby, it was good to me. So then Sweet Tea ass over here talking about something. Well, who invited y'all? And Shireen was like, we know DrHeavenly invited us. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And I'm with Dr. Heavenly. Girl, don't talk to me. Do not talk to me. I do not understand for the life of me why Sweet Tea wants to argue with Heavenly. And y'all, I understand how some people might feel about Heavenly. I get it. I totally get it, y'all. Heavenly don't be saying nothing to this girl. She really doesn't. And like Sweet Tea always says something to Heavenly. And it's like, Sweet Tea, you gotta let it go. Like you have to let it go. I understand that you want to hold Heavenly accountable. Let somebody else do that. I would have been like, well, who invited you? I'm like, Heavenly. I'd be like, I'd be like, child, well, make sense. You know, I just would have said something quick, and then Heavenly would say something back. I wouldn't have said nothing to her. Just leave it be. So they getting into it. So Steve like, oh, let me go check on my lady, see what's going on. Heavenly and her get to going back and forth, baby. They were cussing each other down. They were going back and forth, and it was good, baby. It was good. Woo! Oh, it was real good. But I'm with Heavenly. Sweet Tea, hush. Stop talking to that lady. Even Simone said it. Sweet Tea, you doing too much, girl. So they have to calm Sweet Tea down. They go over here. Now, for the life of me, the men breaking it up. So Sweet Tea, she's heated. They trying to calm her down. I don't understand why King felt like that was the right moment to say, well, everybody separated. And I don't feel like he ain't gonna have the men to, kind of like, do too much in front of. So let me pull him aside. King, hey, that wasn't the time to do that. And I put here, my God, today, because I don't understand why he's calming his wife now. You felt like it was the time to have a conversation with him about something. Oh, he already hot, man. He already heated. He already hot. King, that wasn't the time to do it. I don't know why you did it, but I'm going to tell you now, I'm glad you did because it made for good TV, baby. King, you got it started. It was the men got it started this episode. They got it started and it was good. Baby, when I tell you it got heated, it got heated. Baby, it got heated. And let me tell y'all where I feel like it took a turn, like we really got heated. Now, for me, where I feel like it took a left, where I think it took a left turn is when Dr. G said, hey, I know how your girl is. You shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have said that. I feel like you overstepped a little bit. I get what you were trying to say. No, I really don't. Let me not even try to sugarcoat it. I don't know why you would bring that up, especially in such a heated moment. I feel like you were trying to check him or one-up him, and it's not going to go well in your favor. It really looks like they are going to get into a physical altercation. I hope not. I hope they don't get into the physical altercation because, listen, I don't know if Dr. Greg built for that. But anyway, y'all, I'm really excited. I thought this was the season finale, but it is not. We have a couple more episodes to go, at least one more to go before we head to the reunion, and I am so excited for what Married to Medicine has been bringing. Y'all, like I said, this is my favorite show on Bravo, so I love it so much. But that is going to be our review. Now, we should have the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion part 1. I should have that uploaded a little bit later today. But if not, I will see y'all later this week. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share with a family member, share with a friend, and I will see y'all later. Have a good one, everybody.